Namaste, this is Dr. Kamakhya Kumar. Today's topic of my discussion is yoga therapy and its healing mechanism. So, outlines of my presentation will be what is yoga, then principles of yoga therapy, thereafter scientific approach of yogic techniques, then few outcomes as an example, then mechanism of yogic healing, and thereafter discussions and conclusion. These are the 5 points we are going to discuss today. So starting with the part, first part, that is what is yoga. Friends, you are all aware yoga is a lifestyle. How yoga is a lifestyle, we'll discuss in detail. But starting with the definition of yoga, Patanjali has given us yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So yoga is nothing but the science of observing and controlling the mind. Basically, psychology was invested in the search of psyche or mind, and hence yoga is one of the best way to control the mind. So another definition given by Lord Krishna, it is samatvam yog uchyate. Harmony, the balance in life is yoga. Another definition given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is yoga karmasu kausalam, perfection in action. That is action without expectation. Altogether, yoga is not limited with the physical or physiological practices. It is beyond all these physical, physiological practices, and altogether, it is a way of living. Day before yesterday, I was discussing somewhere in a webinar. Yoga is nowadays limited on the yoga mat. What we can practice, that is mudra, bandha, asana pranayama, of course, meditative techniques, and then we feel or we agree that we are practicing yoga. But the thing is, yoga is not limited to the yoga mat. Beyond yoga mat practice, or others say, the practice you do for yourself, bringing harmony in your life, bringing peace in your life, understand yourself, understand the others, understanding or observing the changes going inside and the changes going the someone others inside. So observation or awareness is the first thing you start with practicing yoga off the mat. But today's topic of discussion is yoga therapy, so I will skip this point. Yoga in real sense is a continuous process of self transformation, transformation of body, mind, and spirit together. There are several ways to attain the yoga, as all yoga practitioners and listeners, you everyone knows there are so many paths of yoga, like bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga, raj yoga, hatha yoga, mantra yoga, dhyan yoga, and so on. But yoga therapy is not limited to the yogic practices. Yoga therapy is apart from that. It is not a practice of yoga. So I will radiate few points in the area of yoga therapy, the principles of yoga therapy. Yoga therapy deals with the individual problems. It can't be a group class. Friends, uh, it's a problem today It's the ignorance of ourselves that we are teaching yoga in group class and saying that we are doing yoga therapy. No, it can't be yoga therapy because yoga therapy is an individual deal. It's a confidential deal between yoga therapist and the seeker. It is limited to two persons only. Because, as psychology says, every person have their own personality, have their own feeling, have their own problems, and definitely, if the personality is changed, the problem will be different. And if the problem is different, how can we deal them in a group? So, principles of yoga therapy says that it is a confidential deal between yoga therapist and the seeker. So keep secret your points. Then there are few more principles like you should go stepwise. Like we see in group classes, sometimes you instruct asana, then sometimes pranayama, and then sometimes you go to kapalbhati, and then now practice something else. No, yoga, particularly the hatha yoga practices, have a sequence. So you should go through systematic practice, the stepwise practice, and that is Satkarma first, then asana, then pranayama, then meditative techniques, and then other lifestyle changes like modification in the lifestyle, modification in the diet, modification in your thought process. Altogether, it works in the path of healing, in the path of yoga therapy. So our approach should be holistic. It is not limited to the Hatha Yoga practices. We should also introduce the Jnana Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and hence, therefore, I said, yoga therapy is not limited, or yoga is not limited to the yoga mat. Yoga off the mat also includes in yoga therapy. But there are several scientific evidences I will mention. Actually, I'm very sorry I'm unable to share my slides. It is in front of my screen, but it is not getting shared. I don't know why. So no problem. But I give you few references. Like one of the reference in front of me is silver yoga exercises. A study done by Chen K et al. In 2010, and he said yoga is an experiential science. The most important benefits of yoga is balance our physical and mental conditions. The aging process, which is largely an artificial condition caused mainly by auto intoxication of self poisoning, can be slowed down by practicing yoga. So there is another reference that is Alleger, and it was published in 2007. the new yoga for healing and aging. So these are the two studies done by Clean K and Elegant I. So they said by keeping the body clean, flexible, and well lubricated, we can significantly reduce the catabolic process of cell deterioration. To get the maximum benefit of yoga, we need to combine the practice of yoga asanas, pranayama, and meditation. Scientific approach of yoga is itself a regular practice of asana, pranayama, and meditation can help such diverse ailments such as diabetes, blood pressure, digestive disorders, arthritis, arteriosclerosis, chronic fatigue, asthma, varicose vein, and heart conditions. Laboratory tests have proved that the yogi's increased ability of consciously controlling autonomic or involuntary functions such as temperature, heartbeat, and blood pressure. Research info the effect of yoga practices of HIV is currently underway with promising results. Friends, there is another scientific approach of yoga that according to the medical scientists, yoga therapy is successful because of the balance created in the nervous and endocrine system, which directly influences all the other systems and organs of the body. Yoga acts both as a curative and preventive therapy. The very essence of yoga lies in attaining mental peace, improved concentration, powers as a relaxed state of living, and harmony in relationships. So, mechanism of yogic healing is of five levels: physiological, pranic, psychological, astral, and causal. Friends, we know that our body is made up of five seats: Annamay, Pranamay, Manomay, Vijnanamay, and Anandamay. And this physiological body is Annamay Kosha, the gross body. So yoga deals with our physiological body, practice of asana, pranayama, and I will explain all such physiological conditions, how it getting better, and how this yoga practices deal with our physiology. Then beyond that, we have our pranic body, our vital energy, the vital force, and with the help of pranayama, meditative techniques, you know, the person having less prana, having less energy, lean and thin, weak, and having energized, having more prana, and that can be not only gained through the asana pranayama. You need to think properly. You need to work properly. You need to behave properly. So all together make you pranically improved. Your pranic body can be energized, can be improved through the practice of yoga, off the mat, on the mat. Then there is another part on beyond the pranic body, that is mental or manomai kosha. As I said, all five seats are linked together. If there is bliss, like a small baby have, they don't have any worry. They don't uh, suppress themselves. There is any trouble, they cry. Any happiness, they laugh. But as well as we grow, we lose our energy. We lose our anand, and we need to tune that anand, that bliss body should be maintained. And it is possible through the practice of yoga. What practice you should do? Practice of the mat. That is karma yoga, dealing with the situation properly, performing your duty well, behaving yourself, behaving with others properly, not hurting anyone, not thinking negative. All such psychological conditions and behaviors come under the process of yogic lifestyle. And these are all the healing process. And these are all the healing mechanism of yoga. Yoga deal with all three aspects of our body, ourself. That is body, mind, and spirit. So body we can maintain through the cleaning, cleansing, through the postures, satkarma, asana. Mind we can deal with pranayama, meditation. And spirit we can deal with meditation, mudra bandha, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga. So whenever you go to deal with a person, with a patient, you need to work properly and you need to give a package of these all yoga practices. So now come to the important point, physiology of yoga. Physicians and scientists are discovering brand new health benefits of yoga every day. Studies show it can relieve the symptoms of several common and potentially life threatening illnesses such as arthritis, arteriosclerosis, chronic fatigue, diabetes, AIDS, asthma, and obesity. Physicians have found that the addition of improving concentration abilities and yoga meditative together will practice the simple postures pranayama makes treatment more effective. Yoga practice also results in greater reduction in anxiety, stress than the drug therapy. Doctors believe that yoga practice helps patients by enabling them to gain access to their own internal experience and increased self-awareness. So the effect of yoga practices on our musculoskeletal system is another reference, and the study was published in the complementary therapies, and it said that the tense muscles can be painful, but the good thing is there that yoga releases the tension of our muscles, physical activities. For each movement, even when standing still, our body, depending on the integrated framework of some 206 bones. So the different practices of asana and poses helps you free all your body joints and open them up to release pressure on the cartilage of your body. So effect of yoga practices on muscular system is practice of asana and the loosening practices. The small joints we lose uh, before asana, that pre asana practices. That is because of better blood circulation, because of better oxygen supply, less lactic acid formation is there, and less fatigue is there, so makes the muscles flexible. Similarly, at the level of skeletal system, the practice of yoga and particularly the satkarma and asana regulates our metabolism, and this better metabolism maintains the minerals in our body, slows down the degeneration, and hence the flexibility in the joints and skeletal has been seen, and it prevents the joints problem as well. Now coming to the digestive system part, the effect of practices altogether, the cleansing, the asana, pranayama, improves the secretion of gastric juices, improves the motility, improves the absorption, better metabolic functions, manages hyperacidity, and it is beneficial in initiate bowel syndromes. It is useful in the chronic patient of irritative bowel syndromes. It helps to manages in all psychosomatic diseases related to the digestive system. Now coming to the point, effect of yoga practices on respiratory system. Here again I am coming with a reference, Sarang PS and Silitils 2006. This says that practice of Satkarma improves the sinuses, it helps the nasal passage cleansing and better olfactory nerve conditioning. Practice of asana improves the respiration, it slows down the breathing process, improves the lungs muscles endurance, and improves the lungs capacity. And practice of pranayama helps the better ventilation, reduces mucus from the respiratory passage, and helps in managing the respiratory disorders like asthma, bronchitis, etc. Effect of yoga practices on cardiovascular system. Practice of asana reduces the heartbeat, pulse rate, blood pressure. It strengthens the cardiac muscles. It improves the circulation while loosening the muscles, and it regulates the cardiac activities, reduces the cardiac workload, reduces the blockages of the joints. So it improves the joints process and joints uh, movement in the patients of arthritis. It helps manages the hypertension. It helps manages the rheumatoid and rheumatic heart disease, and you may deal with the hypertension, CAD, chronic heart disease, coronary artery disease, etc. Now I come with some outcomes. There are some evidences I came with. That is, scientists are discovering brand new health benefits of yoga every day. In order to explore the benefits of yoga, we have conducted a number of studies. Few of them are related. Like one of my study reflects that practice of yoga helps in weight reduction. There is a study in front of me and it was done in 2015, and it was published in the International Journal of Yoga and Allied Sciences. The practice of Satkarma, Asana, Pranayama, and relaxation altogether reduced the body weight in the patients of diabetics, hypertensives, and obese. So there was a project conducted by me, and it the study reflects that whether it is conditioning of hypertension, whether it is conditioning of diabetics, whether it is conditioning of obesity, if you wish to reduce your weight, yoga will help you. So the thing is, don't exert your body. Nowadays, I see several yoga practitioners and several yoga therapists say, too fast, too fast, too fast. No, this is not yoga. This is a physical practice, and you can say rather you go to the gym better. It is not yoga. See, Maharshi Patanjali says, Sthiram Sukham Asana. The stillness and the comfortable stage is asana. And you are doing lot of physical practice and saying that practicing asana. So do the things properly. Now another study I conducted, it was also published in a journal, international journal, and it was on the youth, on the students basically. And the study proves that the practice of yoga reduces our academic anxiety. See, first was at the physical level, and this study is on psychological level. So yoga works at every level. Studies proves that if you wish to reduce your stress, if you wish to reduce anxiety, depression, regression, guilt, arousal, fatigue, any psychological problem like fear, anger, any negative emotion is there, you can deal with properly with the practice of yoga. So now another study, I went through the patients of gout, and I observed the uric acid level in the gout patients. For 60 days, they practiced certain satkarma, asana, pranayama, and it was also published in an international journal. The work was done in 2013, and the gout patients, gout is a type of arthritis uh, which attacks in a very early young age. So the age range is approx beyond 20, 14 to 20 years of age, they got this type of problem. So there are some different studies like if you go through the study, this is also in front of me. It was done for 90 days for the patients of diabetics, and we found that we can reduce our serum glucose level and serum cholesterol level in the diabetics. So practices were Satkarma, Dhauti, Neti, and Kapalbhati. Only Satkar. If you will deal with certain limited practice, it will give certain limited result. Another study, it was published in Indian Journal of Traditional Knowledge, practice of Nadisudhan and Kapalbhati. It improves our lungs capacity. So forced vital capacity, maximum voluntary ventilation, and peak expiratory flow rate. MVC, FVC, MVV, and PEFR. The practitioners did the Nadisodhan Pranayama and Kapalbhati for 60 days, and the result was observed on these three levels and at FVC, MVV, and PEFR level, and the studies showed a significant result. It was also published in Indian Journal of Traditional Knowledge in the year of 2013. So there are number of studies RA factor in the gout patient, serum glucose level in the diabetics patients, serum cholesterol level in the diabetic patients, effect of yoga nidra on hypertensive patients, effect of yoga nidra on blood cells, effect of yoga on human physiology, that is respiration rate, blood pressure, GSR, pulse rate. Number of parameters I have gone through and number of publication I have done in different national and international journals, and a number of scientific studies and researches shows that yoga therapy is among the most effective complementary therapies for number of ailments. There is no side effect of yoga practices if done under the guidance in a disciplined way. See, there is a limitation. You can't say there is no side effect of yoga, but you should go with a scientific way, with a proper guidance of a yoga expert. One can start it very easily as a part of regular schedule after a small guidance in few classes of an expert, and then you can do your own. Yoga helps bring about subtle attitudinal changes in the life. If taught earlier or in life, they are easier implemented and can bring about a healthy change in society. Being able to harness ambition in a positive manner rather than through negative will not only help the ex- students or excel but also make them a healthier and happier person. Now the question arises, what is healing? Friends, we are on the last part of the study, last part of our lecture. What is healing? Healing is about bringing any imbalance into alignment with its natural state of function. Every organ is our in our body has a natural or healthy state of functioning, as do our emotional, mental, and spiritual states. When we are out of balance, we feel like something is out of place. The process of rebalancing the synonyms with is healing. So, the life ailments and illness, traumatic events, emotional issues, any life changes can be dealt through four channels. First is physical, good nutrition, better exercises or better physical activities, and healthy environment. Then the second one is mental. new perspective, positive focus, and goal setting. The third is emotional, that is releasing past, forgiveness, and characteristics. And the fourth channel is spiritual, that is soul purpose, intuitive guidance, and divine connection. So, holistic healing approach of yoga is considered to be more effective because change occurs on all levels, and as a result positive changes are more likely to last long term and improve a person's overall quality of life. So at the end we can conclude, through the practice of yoga we become aware of the interconnectedness between our emotions, mental and physical levels. Gradually the awareness leads us to an understanding to the more subtle areas of existence. The ultimate goal of yoga is to make it possible for you to be able to fuse together the cross materials, Annamay, Pranamay, Manumay, Vijnanamay, and Anandamay, all five seats of our life, the five levels within ourselves. So, thank you, friends. Thank you for patient listening.